What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dog back again with the first preview show of the season. I'm excited. Are you excited, people? The Premier League is back tomorrow for both clubs, Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. If you're going to the game, please message me or whatever. I'm excited. I cannot wait. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment below, people, what is your score for tomorrow? Right, I've got a special guest. It's weird because he always gives me, he's interviewing me. And now I've interviewed him. This is straight crazy, isn't it, Dan? The man himself. Dan, how you doing, Dan?
Mate, it's a pleasure, man. I love coming on with you. I love talking football with you. And we don't do it enough no more, Dor, because you're always busy. Work gets in the way, and I'm always busy. Work gets in the way. But this has had to happen tonight, man. I've just watched the first game of the season. The season is back, and I'm excited for tomorrow, bro. Pleasure to be on.
Yeah, as you know, Dan's got his own podcast and YouTube channel as well. Before we do talk about your YouTube channel, Dan, before we talk about the game.
Cheers for that, Dor. Listen, you'll know that Dor's been on a few times. We normally get Dave on, who's a legend. See him in the chat, Mr. Astley. I'm sure you'll be there tomorrow.
Dave's
He's
a legend.
getting ready for bed, man. Ready for bed.
Early start for us, Dan. Early start.
It is. It's a bit. I'd like. They don't care about the fans. 12:30 in London for you guys. Unbelievable. But listen, if you do want to come follow me, you can follow me on socials at DanArster87. But the podcast that I run is Football's 12th Man podcast, and there's a lot of Forest content on there through Dave and Dor, and there used to be Des as well, which I'm sure you all know and aware of. So please do come over and subscribe. We're on our way to 12K now, so that'd be amazing. Thank you very much for that. Cheers, Dor.
People, like I said, it's in this title. Make sure everyone subscribes to 12 Man. Football 12 Man podcast. So everyone, please go and subscribe because he's a legend. And as you know, Dave, especially Dave, is always on the podcast as well. So please show some love to Dan because, as you know, people know Dave can talk forever, but he's a legend, absolutely a legend. Right, Dan, the season's back. How excited have you been since? Like I said, you come second last season, but now you brought a few players in. But as a fan, are you excited for the new season?
Yeah, I'm excited for the season because I love football, Dodge, you know what I mean? And I do feel like there's been an exciting transfer window for a few sides. I don't think Arsenal have quite done enough to be going right at the tails of Man City yet, but I'm confident we can give him a good go again. I think the confidence of last season will definitely continue into this season. I think adding Declan Rice and Timber, everybody's really happy with. Reservations over Kai Havertz, but the excitement is there, man, because I think we're a year down the line in development of players like Saka, Saliba, Martinelli, Martin Odegaard. They're very exciting to watch, man. You know, going forward, Arsenal last season played some incredible football, so we're all expecting that again. And I'm actually looking forward tomorrow to seeing the people again because I think sometimes it's always concentrated on the 90 minutes, isn't it, football? But you know more than anyone, going up there, particularly on away days like I go, it ain't just about the 90 minutes. And some would say the 90 minutes is the minuscule part of it, you know, getting up there with your friends, drinking, talking football, enjoying the game, enjoying the atmosphere, and getting back into it, man, because we miss it when it's not about, don't we? So I'm buzzing, man.
100%. As you know, Mick, I'll tell. Is it his third season or fourth season of Arsenal? I don't know if it is.
Now, yeah.
Fourth season. At start, he was a bit iffy. As you know, Arsenal finished second. He brought some good players in, especially in Rice. Do you think he's more under pressure now than last season?
Yeah, I think he's under massive pressure, if I'm honest with you, Dor. And so he should be. One, we're a massive football club, and we're supposed to be acting like one. And I think when a manager gets 4.5 years, because he's obviously had that half year as well, when he won the FA Cup, since then, those 4 seasons now, he's got his team, £700 million spent on a football club. You need to win something, Dor, because Arsenal are a massive football club. And one thing we have always prided ourselves on is trophies. Yeah. And if we go through another season without a trophy, there's going to be pressure on Mikel Arteta because you have to have something to show for it if you've got a great side. Because you have to have the same energy for Arsenal that other clubs have the energy for. When Pochettino was at Tottenham and they didn't win anything, everybody laughed at them. We've done that with Chelsea, Liverpool before under Brendan Rodgers. We've done it with Manchester United now for what seems like forever. It's been 10 years since they've had a Premier League title. It's been way too long for Arsenal. 30 years without a European trophy, 20 years without a Premier League trophy. We need to start seeing these major honours come now. And when you've put enough time and effort and patience into a process that is now leading towards greatness, as people were saying, we need to actually have greatness by trophies, because at the moment it's all a little bit up in the air as to what we're going to do. Now there is the juggernaut that is Manchester City, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, mate, you've got to go up against the best. And when we had Manchester United and Fergie and Wenger in 1999 and they won the treble, the next season I never walked out there going, well, second I'll have to do because Man United had just won a treble. So why are we doing that in 2023? We should be saying this is what we've got to do doing to beat. I want to be seeing Mikel Arteta and Edu. When that window closes, I need to be looking and going, fair play. They could not do any more. Look at who they've bought. And at the moment, we're still a little bit short. And there's a time to go. But listen, I think that there's context to what happens with Mikel Arteta. If we don't win a trophy, there's context. If we go out to the likes of Leicester, Huddersfield in cups, then fair play, we can get a bit peeved. If we go out to the Real Madrids of this world and we lose out to Man City, and we get to a final and say lose to, let's say, Real Madrid in a Champions League final, I'm not going to start saying let's sack the guy, because actually there's context to it. So it's going to be a massive season, Dor, massive season.
I've got a super chat, and this is from Space. Thank you for the £4.99 Space. Much appreciated for that. Hi guys, it's great to be back. Dan, how are you feeling about after the performance against City, and especially Mr. Rice?
Well, big up, Spesh. Thanks for the super chat, man. And make sure you like and subscribe to this, people, because Door's content is incredible, man. So make sure you're doing that. Thanks for the... Nah, always, man. And thanks for the super chat. Listen, I actually thought the performance against City, walking away, I thought we matched them. And I didn't walk away feeling embarrassed, because I've done that before many times, Dora. I've been destroyed by Pep Guardiola's sides for the last 11
all the time, Dan.
So I need to look at this a bit positively. I think personally, Arsenal can be proud that we've come up against the top side. That's the first thing. They are a top side. They're incredible, right? Declan Rice's performance impressed me, but more importantly, Timber's impressed me the most. I think Julian Timber has been our best signing in pre-season out of the new signings I've seen. I thought Kai Havertz done a job. I think some of the Gunners were going a little bit over the top with his performance. I thought he was good. Didn't think he was outstanding like some were saying, but I thought he did a job. But for me, I've got to say it, though, William Saliba just keeps getting better and better.
I like him. I like him, though.
Oh, he is incredible, mate. I mean, he didn't give Haaland a sniff, man. He had to sub him in the end because he couldn't get near Saliba and Gabriel, who absolutely had him for breakfast. And I thought, that's what I want to be seeing. Those are the battles I want to be seeing. Where are Arsenal in the head-to-heads? You know, years ago when we had Keane and Vieira, we used to have our strikers going at the centre-halves at Manchester United. I saw that this time with Saliba against Haaland. I saw Rice battling it in there with Rodri. I saw up top, I want to be seeing the likes of... Gabriel Jesus when he's fit. I want to see Havertz when he's there going in. And when you've got Saka and you've got players like Trossard and Martinelli, you've always got a chance. And we didn't give up, man. It was never say die attitude. Trossard come on and got the equaliser. And then, of course, we did them on penalties, which, to be fair, is a flip of a coin. So I'll take it, man. But what I won't say is that, wow, we've beaten Man City. That's it now. We can go win the title because it's a community shield. We need to be realistic and not get too ahead of ourselves, man. But I was pleased, of course.
People, got any questions for Dan regarding Arsenal, please do. Please do hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure everyone can subscribe to Dan's YouTube channel as well, Football 12 Podcast. Dan, as you know, I've seen you loads of times when it was a down for Arsenal, the Crankiers. What's your opinion on now? Because, like I said, they've spent big. Is it 200 million to spend? As your mood changed now with them?
The mood will always be there because there's been so much that they've done already. I don't think we can have one big summer again and go, all's forgiven. The European Super League, I hated that, if I'm honest. I hated them for that. And Arsenal if there was a European Super League, Arsenal needed to be a part of it. I don't have all that crap. That's just an excuse to try and make out that you've got ambition to be a big club. I'm so glad that didn't come to fruition. What I will say, Dor, is yes, for 15, 20 years, Cronkies have been here and it hasn't always been good. When they were majority ownership, it weren't great. Now that they're total ownership, things have started to change. We've started to see with them that they're showing a little bit of ambition. And I think one of the one of the biggest differences I've seen is Josh Kroenke getting involved now, because
Yeah.
Stan doesn't care. Stan's in America. Stan Kroenke's looking after his American sports associations. When it comes to Josh is coming to Arsenal. He's getting involved. He's around the ground. I think you saw in the Amazon documentary that he was very present.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
clearly there's an understanding between Vinay, Edu, and Mikel Arteta. And I think what's different is they're now saying, right, I've won with all of my sports clubs. There's one I haven't won with, and it's you guys. So that's what we want to see now. Is why okay, it's fair enough you winning with all the Denver Nuggets, and you've won with the Rams now for the Super Bowl. When are we going to win the Champions League? And they've said, I want Mikel Arteta to do what Sean McVay's done and go and win the equivalent of a Super Bowl, which is a Champions League. Now, I don't think we're good enough to win the Champions League this coming season, but that's obviously the ambition of where we want to try and be. So for me, I think the Kroenkes are definitely turning the fans that were against them towards them with the fact that they're showing ambition and the want to win now, whereas before they've spent a lot of money, but over a period of time, not in one window. What they've done this window is boom, 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 300 million. I think it's going to be by the time we get another couple of players we link within. This is going to be a big window for Arsenal. Big window. We can't complain. There's no more excuses anymore for me.
100%. Question, like I said, you said you think you need to get 2 players. What positions do you think? Because I know Jesus he's injured, isn't he? The number 9. But as a Forest fan, when you look at it, I think Arsenal still need that number 9. You need a goal scorer, like, I don't know, you can mention Harry Kane or another Haaland, but what do you think you need another striker just like to help Saka on the rest of them?
Listen, I love Gabriel Jesus. I think what he brings to Arsenal is fantastic. But what he doesn't bring to Arsenal is 30 goals a season like Harry Kane or Haaland do. Now, I know there's not many number 9s out there that do that. Probably only Osimhen I can think of that would be out there that would guarantee us goals. The only other one I would suggest is maybe Ivan Toney, who I think can get us 20-odd goals at Arsenal. But obviously we've got problems there. He's not available till January. So it's a matter of we want a number 9, and I do want a number 9, but which number 9 is it? Because there's not millions out there.
No.
What I will say is that we are a centre-forward, in my opinion anyway, a centre-forward, a right-sided winger, like cover for Saka, and a box-to-box midfielder away from having every position covered. Because for me, David Raya coming in, when he comes in, Timber, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice. If Declan Rice was to get a knock, Partey's there, but the person who's coming in for Rice is probably going to be like an El Neni or a Havertz or a Smith Rowe or a Vieira. It's not quite the level of Declan Rice. Now, I'm not going to say we need to go and get someone another £100 million player, but there needs to be somebody there. Who is that player? Kudus is being mentioned. I'd love him. I think he's great. He can play in a few positions. Right wing, which is what we need, like I've said, and attacking midfield as well on a number 8. And then a centre forward for me is needed. I honestly would. People would disagree with this, but I would go and put in a bid for Ivan Toney. I know he's not available I know he's not available till January, but I would say, do you know what, Brentford? I know you need a striker. We'll give you Eddie now or Balogun, whatever one you want, and then we'll take Toney in January. Plus your money, we'll give you money as well. Because for me, can you imagine, Dor? We get to the new year and we're in the competitions that we're in. Ivan Toney walks into the door at Arsenal. Ivan Toney.
Makes sense.
Arsenal now got Ivan Toney on top of what we're doing already. That's what I think we need, man. Because Eddie's not the guy. I like him. I like everything about Eddie, to be fair, in terms of him as a kid. But
I've never rated him.
He's not the guy, man. He's not the guy. You know, and Balogun wants to go, so you can't play a player that wants to leave. So we only have Jesus and Trossard really there. So you're right, mate. A number 9 is needed, and another's box-to-box midfielder, man. So yeah, get Toney. Come on, Ivan Toney.
People in the comments, what do you think? I think maybe Marcus ever. Shout out to Marcus. Marcus, stay clear from me, man, because you're annoying. He's an Arsenal fan, Dan. He's annoying.
Yes, big up, Marcus.
People, right, Forest fans. I don't know. People remember on Twitter. And as Forest would beat Arsenal 1-0, there was a clip, Dan, of you giving a big thumbs up to the Forest fans for giving the atmosphere. Tell everyone, when you went to City Ground last season, just how did you feel going to City Ground? I know you lost, but tell everyone, repeat what you said.
Yeah, mate, it was incredible. I have to say this. I go home and away all over. You know I do. I've been to many grounds before. I've been to the City Ground before, and we lost in the FA Cup.
Yes, you had to.
I didn't go to the one we lost 1-0 with where we had the all white kit. I went to the one
Grab
a
it,
few
Lewis,
years
grab it.
ago with Wenger,
Marcus,
the
Marcus,
4-2.
Marcus was next to me. Marcus was next to me. I just want to tell you that,
There we
Marcus.
go. So it was Lewis Graben, and it was Ben Brereton who was there as well. He played brilliant, Benny
Yes.
Brereton.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, that was the game I went to, and it was incredible then. But there was something incredible last season about the day that I went, because the title was over for us anyway. I think we'd kind of given up and crumbled. You guys, I think we had all the possession, but did nothing with it. And you guys, through a 1-year, went 1-0 up. And the whole time, the crowd was sensational. Now, to be fair to us, we give our all, we give our singing, we try to do the best for the boys, but it got drowned out really by you boys. It was phenomenal atmosphere. I absolutely loved the fact that Steve Cooper, who could have got sacked, by the way, a lot of different fan bases would have hounded him out, by the way. So fair play to Forest for sticking with him. It was the right thing to do. And I just loved the connection between yourselves and the players and the managers. The fireworks going off was incredible and insane. And you could really feel the passion and desire and the want from the Forest fans. That is a horrible place to go, mate. Like from an away perspective, to try and get 3 points for any player, any fan. That is not a ground I go to when I go, oh, this will be a 4-5-0. Now at the Emirates, we did it. I think it was 5-0 at the Emirates last season.
Twice 5-0.
There we go. So I've gone there now, and I'm thinking we should be all right against these, but this is a horrible atmosphere, man. This is a hostile atmosphere for an away fan. I think your fan base is sensational, mate. And the City ground has always been a good ground, to be fair. But I've gone there this time, and that for me, I walked away. I said that's the best ground I've been to, and I've been to pretty much every home and away game of the last 2-3 years. And that was the best ground I've been to away. And I've been to Ellen Road. I've been to Stamford Bridge.
Ellen Road's good. Ellen Road's good.
Yeah, Ellen Road's sensational. I've been
Do you
to
rate
Anfield. I've
Anfield?
been
Do you
to
rate?
Old Trafford.
I don't rate Anfield. I went there. I didn't rate him.
Oh no, I'm not saying I rate. I'm saying where I've been. I'm just naming the grounds.
Yeah, okay.
Anfield, Old Trafford. I've been to all of them, right? That for me was unreal atmosphere, man. Unreal. And you know, I left there thinking, why did I enjoy that? Because we lost 1-0, but the atmosphere was incredible. I think it's because I'd accepted we're not going to win the league, and I wanted Forest to stay up, and me and Dave, and you know, you can ask Dave. I always said I wanted Forest to stay up because I actually wanted Leeds and Forest to stay up because I think they're both good for the Premier League in terms of their history and their heritage. But I looked at it and I thought, I'm glad these have stayed up, and Steve Cooper, you know, punching in the air into the ground, and I'm thinking they deserve that. You know, they deserved that. I saw fight. And, you know, you got a lot of stick. Oh, they're buying 35 players. They're going straight back down, all that. And I thought, you know what? Like, fair play, man. I think you showed fight and desire. And I always give it to teams who give respect to teams who stick together, stick behind a man and go and fight for it. Because that's what you did, man. Fair play, man.
There's two first questions I want to ask you. First of all, as you know, we brought your goalkeeper, Turner.
Yes.
I know he didn't play much games. He played more Europa games, but tell us, Forest fans, what are we getting in
him? Okay, everything off the pitch with Matt Turner for a second is phenomenal. Every time that you come across interviews with him, he comes across as a true gent. He is 100% loves the sport. He wants to be the best that he can be. You've got a goalkeeper who is highly rated and never got a chance at Arsenal really to be a number one. I think Aaron Ramsdale has been phenomenal, and it's interesting now that we've got David Raya in. But Matt Turner never really got a massive chance running the games. When he did play for Arsenal, there was some worrying parts of his game for me in terms of the command of his area and some of his crosses that he comes for. However, the rest of his game is pretty good. Shot stopping is really good. Communication with his defence is pretty good. His distribution isn't horrendous, if I'm honest with you. I think he's definitely got good communication, and I do like the fact that his World Cup was impressive. I thought he had a very good World Cup for the USA. I thought he was really impressive there. And a couple of Europa League games where, I don't know, sometimes when it's goalkeepers are new, they've lack of communication or lack of understanding, I suppose, because they haven't really played in goal with the defence too much. There just didn't seem to be much of a connect, but his communication was really good. Command of his area, it's not terrible. It's just sometimes crosses I look at and I go, oh dear. But listen, wasn't good enough to be Arsenal's number one. It doesn't mean he's not good enough to be Nottingham Forest number one. That's for sure. Because you know, I know we banter aside, but there is levels. We're going for a title, and you're not going for a title. So for me, Matt Turner's looked at that opportunity and thought, I want to play first team football. I'm not young. I'm getting older, and Forest is the one. Because for me, you couldn't get Navas. Dean Henderson, I thought you were probably going to go for. There's rumours you
We
might still
still,
go
we,
for
we
him.
still, we still
Yeah,
might go
yeah,
for him. We still might go for him,
yeah.
but you never know.
But you've got a goalkeeper that knows what he's doing, man. You're not getting a League Two goalkeeper, are you? You know what I mean? So he's been training with top players, man, and with professionals around him that are all going for a title for most of last season. So that'll do him good, man.
100%. Another question for you, and this is from one of my members, Justin. How you doing, Justin? Dan, do you think we'll get relegated this season? Be honest.
No.
No. Okay.
No, not Forest. Not Forest. Who do I think will get relegated this season? I did my predictions earlier on, actually. I think Sheffield United are dead and buried, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what they're doing.
they're done. They're done.
Why would you sell Njai and Sanderberg?
Yeah.
And to Burnley as well, one of your rivals. It's just, what are they doing, man? So for me, they're going. I feel sorry for saying this, but I just don't think Luton have got enough to stay up. I think, just naturally 25 million. If they're going to stay up, they need fight, they need togetherness, and they need a little bit of luck. But the team I'm going to put down with those two, believe it or not, are Wolves. I think Wolves are in serious trouble, man. Lopetegui has walked out. They've got no goal scoring players, in my opinion. Maybe Neto and Podence. Otherwise, they're struggling. But he's always injured, and Podence isn't really a goal scorer as such. They've sold Jimenez, they've sold Adama Traore, and they've sold Ruben Neves.
Yeah,
they don't score goals and they concede goals. I'm worried for Wolves, man. Between it was Wolves, Everton, and Bournemouth for me. And I did look at yourselves, but I just think you've got the fight to stay up. Bournemouth have made some very good signings. They've got a manager in who plays an attractive style of football. Max Aarons is a good player that's come in. Alex Scott has just been bought by Bournemouth. They spent a lot of money. I expect them to be a little bit more of a surprise package this year. Everton have got Deitch, and that's the only reason they've got a chance of staying up. So I'm going to go Wolves, Sheffield United, and Luton, mate.
Ooh. People comment, do you agree with Dan? I think I agree with you 100%. Like Sheffield United, I don't know what they're doing as well. I think Dave said on your show the other day, it was yesterday, he was on your show, and he said that Sheffield United, I don't know, but I can see Luton, they'll be fighting. At start, I think they'll try, but it's nah, they won't do it. Two more questions, Dan. Can Arsenal win the league? Can they win the league? We just see Man City, but can you push them better this time?
Yeah, we have to, Dor. I honestly believe, I know he's not set the world alight yet, it has only been pre-season. I think Declan Rice is such an important player for this side now. I honestly think he can take and transform the midfield to a new level. I thought Granit Xhaka was ridiculously good last season. I really did. I thought he played really well in the new progressive role. But Declan Rice is a better all-round footballer. He's a leader, and I think he can drive us forward. Ødegaard, I've been so impressed with him. I thought against City he was a masterclass in the second half. And Partey is so pivotal to what we do. So I think our midfield trio, if it stays fit, 100% can take us forward. Saka and Martinelli, along with Ødegaard, each got 15 goals. 15 goals each last season. And Jesus was injured and he got 11 goals. So imagine if he's not injured, he could hit 15 as well. I do think you're right. There's a squad problem there at the moment. Maybe we need more. We've got Trossard. He's been, since we've signed him in January, he's got the most goals and assists of any Arsenal player, apparently, Trossard. So he needs to be getting more game time. Defensively, believe it or not, was our issue last season. We had Rob Holding who had to come in. Listen, I like Rob. For 7 years, he's been a great servant, but he's not at that level now. He's not at that level. So we need to respect him and say, fair play, mate. Off you go. I wish you well. You've been a great servant, but you're just not at that level that we need now. And for me, Saliba and Gabriel, alongside Kivior, who's come in and been quite impressive, and of course now Timber, you've got Ben White, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Tierney. We've got enough cover there now in defence to be better, so there's no more excuses. Defensively, our home record was poor last season, Dor. And in fact, a lot of those goals shifted, potentially could have cost us a lot of points. So I'm looking at the games where we dropped points last season. I'm looking to improve. We shouldn't be losing to Everton at Goodison Park. We shouldn't be losing and getting caught on the break at Old Trafford. We shouldn't be losing to Forest at your ground or Brighton at home. But we did, and that's why we essentially lost the league. So It's not about can we beat Man City home and away, because we could have beaten Man City home and away last season and still been on the same points as them and lost it by goal difference. So it wasn't that those 2 games that lost us the league. But yes, we can win the league. To answer your question, will we? I still think Man City are too strong, man. I can't rule out Pep. I just think he's ridiculously good, man.
Last but not least, people get involved with this. What is your score prediction for tomorrow's game? I'm going to get Dan's prediction now. Dan, what's your prediction tomorrow?
So I think we're playing you at a very good time, and this isn't going to mean that your season is doom and gloom. I understand you've got some really tricky away games for your first few fixtures, so it might be that you're down towards the bottom for the start. It doesn't mean you're going to stay there, because you've got to play everybody, right? And you're going to have to play these teams, and you're going to have to, it's a Premier League. It's not easy. I do think that this could be a very comfortable win tomorrow, and I feel like we are in need to blitz a team sooner or later. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to beat you by 7 or 8. It was 5 goals last season.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Just feel sorry for us. That's what I'm asking for.
Nah, it's not even about that. Like, for me, you've got some injury problems. You've obviously got your goalkeeper's going to be Turner coming in, I imagine. And then there's obviously your injury problems. Listen, I'm going to go 4-0 Arsenal, just because last season, I think, get the early goal, and I think it will open up, and I think Forest will have a good go. But I just think we're going to be too good for you. Could be wrong. And, I've seen many of these games before where I've gone, this is going to be easy. And then Forest come out and you think, bloody hell, we're 1-0 down here. It's 10 minutes gone. What's happening? That could happen. Let's be real. The last game we played you, that will be in the players' minds. Now, it'll be in the players' minds for a good reason. Let's not let that happen again. But also, it can be a bad reason that we know what these are about. They ain't no Muppets. So I'm going to go for a real good, strong win, because I'm confident and I'm optimistic and I've got to back my team. So I'm going to go 4-0, but it wouldn't shock me at all, because this is the Premier League, though. What about you?
I say Arsenal. I love Rice. I think Rice is a top player, and if you bully us in midfield, I do remember you scored in the first 5 minutes, wasn't it, at Emirates? So if you look at the early goal, I think it's done. But you never know. Forest's mentality might change, because as you know, all Forest fans will know, the way forward was not great. So Steve Cooper has learnt what to do away from home. We hope, but you never know. But I you know what? I think we'll score. But I think it'll be 3 or 4-1 to Arsenal. 4-1 to Arsenal, I think. But
saying you'll score, like I've just said, at the Emirates, we always seem to concede. So I don't know why I've gone for a clean sheet, really. But,
that's what I said. I think we'll score. That's what I said.
Yeah. Like, listen, if you could take a draw, you're going to take it. You're going to take it now, aren't you? I mean, like 1-1, you take it. Yeah, snap your hand off. I'll go to the next game, because you've got a couple of winnable. You've got like 5 or 6 hard games, but you've got a couple of winnable ones in there, haven't you? Yeah, there's a couple of winnable games.
We've got Sheffield United and Burnley. I think is it Sheffield United? Burnley?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is. So
you gotta try and win them ones. You got to go and win them ones for me. Sheffield United and Burnley, you cannot lose them, and then you got to try and pick whatever points you can from. I think it's like Chelsea, City, United, and Arsenal or something in it. It's mad. It's like crazy. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Dan, it's been actually a pleasure for coming on my channel. This is your debut, isn't it, Dan? First time you've been on my channel. So people.
Second time, I think. Second time. Yeah.
Yeah, so people, please show some love. Have you got a show on your channel straight afterwards? Yeah,
it's not on my chat. It's not on mine actually. No, so it's just a pre-record I've got to do. So.
Okay,
but so people, but please come over though, guys, and follow me. That'd be amazing.
You'll see Dave on my channel. He's always on there. As our people know, Dave can talk for years. So
he's a legend, man.
He is an absolute legend. But people, please show some love to Dan's channel, man. Football 12 and podcast. It's in the title. Please go over and subscribe to his channel. Right, Dan, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow. Is it after the game? See you tomorrow, yeah? Me, Dave,
yeah, man. You'll see us afterwards, mate. I'll drop you a line, innit? Big up the chat, man. Smash the like and subscribe, people.
Smash the like, people. Hit the subscribe. But like I said, people, tomorrow's the big game. I'll be there. Third time look here. Hopefully, we can get a goal, at least. So, it's been a pleasure. People, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Tomorrow, Sunday, it'll be a review show from the game. Hopefully, happy faces and happy voices. Peace and love, people, and I'll see you on Sunday at 9 o'clock. Up the Reds.